welcome Senator Jeanne Shaheen.
I think the Ukrainians have shown the world what courage looks like, and the innovation and technological advancements that they have developed with their army are lessons for us in the United States. It's one of the things that we are benefiting from. And, you know, what we don't want is to have the largest, most experienced, most highly technical army in Europe become part of Russia's orbit. That is not in Europe's interest, but it's also not in America's interest.
So is it, could I conclude that you're likely to support the resolution that Senator Graham has worked up for super tariffs?
The Graham-Blumenthal sanctions bill, I'm a co-sponsor of that. We have 85 bipartisan co-sponsors in the Senate. I think we should have taken it up months ago and pass it, because I think it sends a very strong message. And one of the things that I thought was positive about the President's statements yesterday was he talked about the importance of secondary sanctions on those countries that are helping to fund Russia's war machine: China, India, Brazil. And I think we need to send a very strong message to them that we don't think that's acceptable, and we think they need to pay.
There are a lot of people questioning whether government really is helpful.
You know, one of the things that I think there has been strong bipartisan support for since I got to the Senate, actually, and it's increased in recent years, has been the idea that the biggest threat to the United States, to democracies, is China. It's a threat both economically and it's a threat militarily. That is a perspective that the Trump administration claims to share, but what we have seen since Donald Trump took office is a series of decisions that actually undermine our ability to compete with China and to stem the threat that it poses. Of course, I brought copies of the report. So this is for you, John. I know you can get it online, but we wanted you to have the official copy. And I hope that folks will look at it and think about how we need to respond. Within days of the closure of USAID and the dramatic cuts to foreign assistance, China was already labeling the United States as the unreliable partner as they talked to countries, particularly in the Indo-Pacific, but all over. Within months, they started moving in and picking up programs that we had discontinued funding for. They have, while we are talking about reducing our diplomatic footprint, China is expanding theirs. You know, I was just in France for the Paris Air Show. New Hampshire has a big aerospace industry. And we met with the embassy officials in France. And what they told us is that they saw the biggest presence of China at the air show that they had ever seen, that they have just opened 3 consulates in France, and that there are over 20 Confucius centers in France. So if they're doing that in France, imagine what they're doing in countries in the Indo-Pacific.